in the mirror. Man, you're so dirty. Yeah, you look so dirty. You were never worthy. Lately, it's you.
Welcome to the Jeremy Hill Show. If you're easily triggered, leave now because this is not the show for you. Now, what I'm going to talk to you about as a topic, I'm going to discuss women who self-sabotage relationships. Women who are saboteurs of relationships or women who are afraid of being vulnerable. They feel more comfortable around chaos. There are people who function better when there is dysfunction around them. So we're going to discuss that. And I want to do this so the gentleman can understand that it wasn't your fault. A lot of you good, decent, ethical men, the woman was the problem. It wasn't you. And if a woman sees this video, maybe you see yourself in the characteristic traits that I'm going to describe, and maybe it'll give you an opportunity to examine yourselves and be able to do the work that is needed for you to be happy and for you to make the man happy, because you are the helpmeet. So let's go ahead and get started into these clips. You let me know what you think about it. This clip is being used out of fair use. This is an educational video educating you about self-sabotage in a relationship. Now let's go ahead and get started. 1 second as I pull up the clip.
But you're going to have to sit through some stuff. You're going to have to sit through some discomfort. You're going to have to sit through some boredom. You're going to have to sit through some urges to disrupt things. You're going to have to teach yourself what it feels like to have peace.
Now, what she's talking about is that she's talking about a particular woman, the woman who sabotages the relationship. She has to actually unlearn certain behaviors. She has to unlearn certain ways that she will react to certain things because she's used to being in situations where there's nothing but conflict, where there's nothing but deceptions, where there's nothing but hatred for the other person, for example. So she brings all of this emotional baggage into the relationship to the man. She brings all this emotional baggage to the man. And because she's got a man that is totally different, a total 180 of the men that she is used to, she don't know how to communicate. She don't know how to listen. She don't know how to behave. She don't know how to respond to love. She doesn't know how to give love. She doesn't know how to accept criticism. She don't know any of that because she's used to being with men who are already dysfunctional themselves. These type of women look for the men that are dysfunctional, something that is familiar to them because they feel safe in that. You put them in a situation where you take a woman out the hood who have known nothing but domestic abuse, lying, cheating, you name it, and put it in the suburbs with a good man who is decent of character, who actually takes care of his business and wants to start and have a family with her, she will lose her damn mind. She doesn't know how to function in that environment. Let's keep going.
You're gonna teach yourself what it feels like to have healthy relationships, because healthy may be uncomfortable for you. So a lot of these things you gotta unlearn to relearn better ways to deal, better ways to cope that don't result in you sabotaging things. Because truth be told, many of us sabotage because we don't know what it feels like to engage in healthy relationship, because healthy sometimes feels like it's boring. That's what I mean.
Did you hear what she said? When women say to other men that they are in relationships with, I'm bored, I'm leaving him because I'm just too much boredom, that normally means that you are in a healthy, stable relationship. You're not getting all the emotional stimulus that you normally get from a dysfunctional relationship. I'm not talking about him taking you on a high-priced trip to Tahiti or Jamaica and stuff. I'm not talking about those certain things that will bring excitement. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the fact that you got a man who is not cussing you out. You got a man who's not drop-kicking you through the damn window. You got a man who's handled his business, who is a good father, who wants to treat you right, who wants to live a lifestyle of peace and prosperity. That's a sign of a healthy relationship. A healthy relationship is one where you have a man that is predictable, that does have routines. Predictability is what women like to say is what leads to boredom. It's not that. It's the fact that it's healthy. If it's unhealthy, think about Pookie, Ray Ray, and Nook Nook. All the drama and all the pain and all the strife and contentions that he brings to a relationship. These women will stay in those traumatic relationships longer than she will with a man who is ethical and good and decent of character. Because Pookie isn't boring. In other words, Pookie is toxic. Pookie is not healthy to be around. She'd rather be there. Women like this come from a bad upbringing. A lot of women like that, the primary caregiver wasn't there. The daddy was gone. The mama might have been gone. The mama might have been on drugs. She might have been molested. It's all kind of things come along. The siblings have sibling rivalry amongst each other. All her life, from a youngster, from maybe 10 to 12 or younger, she's been surrounded and engulfed in negativity, animosity, anger, hatred, stuff like that. And that has become a part of her. It's imprinted in her. It's embedded in her. She has to get therapy or whatever it may be to get that out of her. Do you get what I'm saying? Let's keep going.
It's boring. That's what I mean by sit through some boredom. Many of us feel like this boring. I don't really like this, or I don't really know if they like me, if they not arguing with me. Many of us have got to teach ourselves what healthy feels like, because a lot of us don't know that. And all we know is chaos. So in order to get out of this, you got to teach yourself what the opposite feels like, and you got to build tolerance for that. You got to allow yourself to build a tolerance for what healthy feels like, because your tolerance now is only related to chaos.
Did you see? There are women who have lived lives of chaos, dysfunction, just all over the place. And that's what they know. That's all they know. All they know is thug dudes. All they know is street life. Their mama was a part of it. Their daddy was a part of it. Her aunties, her aunts was a part of it. The uncles was a part of it. Her siblings was a part of it. You get what I'm saying? That's all they know. See, a woman who self-sabotages her own relationships is a woman who actually wants to be in love, but she does everything she possibly can to not be in it. She will always find something to complain about, something to fight about, something to magnify, something making mountains out of molehills, because she don't want to be vulnerable. She doesn't want to be weak. She's in a foreign land when it comes to her being in a healthy relationship. So she sabotages it. Let's keep going.
When you're insecure, you'd rather be right than be happy. So you'd rather predict all the problems and say, you're going to do this to me, I'm going to go now, and self-sabotage, than just trust the process and accept you might be wrong. And you might be wrong. They might be perfect for me. Maybe you're the problem. So when somebody has high self-esteem, they don't want to pick a poison. I
want you to hear what she just said. When someone has high self-esteem, they don't pick poisons or problems. It's normally the one with the lowest self-esteem is the one who causes the most shit in a relationship. Do you understand what I'm saying? They're the ones that are mostly insecure. They are the women who are the most accusational, accusing you of this, accusing you of that, seeing something, and then interpreting it to be something other than what it truly is. You get what I'm saying?
Problem. So when somebody has high self-esteem, they don't want to pick a poison. They don't want to pick pain. They want to pick a form of connection. So when you've got low self-esteem and you're insecure, unfortunately what you'll do is self-sabotage by picking the person that's going to hurt you in the most familiar way, in the way that you can know and recognize and navigate. And
catch what she said. Don't pass it up. When you have low self-esteem, for the women who love to sabotage their relationships, they tend to pick the type of man, the type of architect type of a man that she knows is going to do her dirty. Like I've always said in a lot of my videos, these women who get pregnant by Pookie, Ray Ray, and Nook Nook already know what they're dealing with. I keep saying that. They already know that the men that they're dealing with is a no good for nothing dog. They already know if he got 2 or 3 baby mamas and he's not taking care of his kids. They already know if he's unemployed or can't stay gainfully employed, can't do anything right. She already know if he in and out of jail or in and out of prison. They already know this. So why are they continuously sleeping with these men? Why are they continuously choosing to be in relationship with these men? Because they are familiar with that. Women who come straight out the projects, out the hood, out the ghetto, that's all they see the majority of the time. Most time their daddy was the thug. Most time their daddy was the pimp. Most time their daddy was the gang banger. Most time the daddy was a drug dealer. So they was already immersed in that type of lifestyle. Sometimes their mama was the hoe. Sometimes their mama was the side chick. Sometimes their mama was the drug dealer. So they come out those type of families And they're comfortable with that. And they know that dysfunction comes along with certain men. So they choose those certain men because they are comfortable with chaos, because they have chaos within themselves. They don't mind being hurt as long as the hurt is something that is familiar to them. They don't mind being hurt and crushed as long as they recognize the crushing. When they get into a good, healthy relationship and they get hurt, they don't understand that type of hurt. Because in a healthy relationship, you can get hurt, but a man will want to talk it out. A man may want to try to fix it. A man may want to encourage you to go to therapy. A man may want to encourage both of you to go to couples therapy to get it worked on. See, a man in a healthy relationship does his best to provide solutions, and they're not used to that. Certain women are not used to problems coming with solutions. They are just used to problem. They pick these men on purpose. Let's keep going.
To hurt you in the most familiar way, in a way that you can know and recognize and navigate. And that's why women will go from one narcissistic relationship to another abusive relationship to another cheater and to another cheater, because they're unconsciously picking the pain to reoccur so that they self-sabotage and find themselves single again. It's less painful. So what people do who believe that they're going to get hurt by whoever they're with, they'll pick somebody that they know is going to hurt them. They might pick somebody who's married. They might pick someone who's got a history of being unfaithful. They might pick somebody who's emotionally unavailable. At least they know the pain they're about to receive, and they put an expiration date on the relationship before it starts. It's their way of ensuring that they'll be single again.
Now, did you catch what she said? That they put expiration dates on relationships before they even start. So a lot of women enter into relationships knowing that it's not going to work. They know this. They know they're going, if they know it's going to be problems, or they know it's not going to work. But they want that temporary love. They want to feel needed for a little while. They want to feel like they're the princess of the world, even though they know they're going to get hurt. They want to be single. The reason why they want to be single is because they don't feel that they deserve true, pure love. Do you understand what I'm saying, gentlemen? Ladies, too. This is what we see in the black community so often. There's a bunch of women who was raised like animals, in my most humble opinion, who did not receive the love that they should have received from their primary caregivers. They are broken. They are torn into pieces. They look beautiful. They have nice shapes. They have pretty faces. They got nice hips, nice breasts, look real good. But on the inside, they're broken into pieces. And then they want to present these broken pieces to a man.
What do you still self-sabotage with?
Romantic relationships. When someone is trying to get close to me, I will immediately start to feel suffocated. Like I need to find something wrong with you so that you don't get too close. Even if I want you to get close.
Listen to that. She has to find something wrong with you so that she doesn't feel too vulnerable with you. Most women who sabotage relationships do not believe that they deserve love. They are afraid of opening up. They are afraid to express themselves. They are afraid of being vulnerable. So they find everything they possibly can that is wrong with you, or they will create things that don't even exist to put in their minds that you are wrong about, in order to have a reason to have a wall between you and her. They purposely create a wedge between themselves and you while you are even living together, while you married, while you even in a relationship, because they do not want to get too close. Because not only because they've been hurt from other men, but a lot of time because they was neglected as children by primary caregivers, their mother, their father, their grandmother, whoever. You get what I'm saying? So she has to find a way to vilify you. She got to make you a villain some type of way so that she can have justification to leave you, so that she can have justification to cheat on you, so she can have justification to believe in her heart, see there, he didn't love me. I knew he wasn't going to be the man for me. Do you get it? It makes no sense. A lot of these women need therapy. And I'm going to tell you, a lot of you need a spiritual awakening. Sometimes therapy is not enough. Some of you may be atheists, and that's up to you. I ain't got no beef with you or anything like that. But for me, I think that a lot of you women need a spiritual awakening. You need to get God in your life, because some things only God can take away. And ain't nothing, some things a man or a woman cannot take from you or deliver you from. But you have to do the work, man. You got to start doing the work. And a lot of you walking around listening to my show, this episode is talking directly to you, because you're going through this, woman. You need help. And gentlemen, I hope this answers some of the questions that you have about why your woman was acting the way she was before she left. I hope this answered the question about why your woman always threw a hissy fit and always made mountains out of molehills when it came to you and your relationship today. Let's keep going.
Part of me doesn't want to be vulnerable because vulnerability means being exposed. It's a feeling of, if you really get to know me, you might abandon me. There is still those sort of traces from childhood that have that voice that say, if I really let you in and you actually get to know me, you might abandon me. So what I need to do, I need to find a way to get in there first and abandon you before you abandon me.
Did you hear what she said? These type of women are in a race to break up with you before you break up with them. They're in a competition that you don't even know about it. You don't even know. 1 second, as I put up another. 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. I got some more to give you. I think this is a very good topic. This may become a live stream this Sunday. I don't know, but we'll see what's going on.
Self-sabotage is when you say you want something.
Excuse me, I gotta cut the music down for that one so y'all can hear it better. There we go.
Self-sabotage is when you say you want something, but you do everything in your power to not get it.
Again, when you say you want something, but you do everything in your power not to get it, that is self-sabotage. You want a relationship, you want a good man, you want a happy family, but you do everything you possibly can to not get it. You walk around with an unforgiving heart. You walk around with a judgmental heart. You walk around with a nasty attitude. You walk around without any bit of femininity to show to your man. You walk around without any compassion for your man, without any empathy for your man, without any sympathy for your man. You walk around without any cooperation with your man. But yet you say you want to be in a relationship with a man who makes 6 figures, over 6 feet tall, and have a six-pack. But that's what you want. But your actions, your attitudes, and the way that you carry yourself is sabotaging what you want. This is why gentlemen are not choosing these type of women. This is why men are deciding to become passport bros, or just finding women in this country that was raised right or come from a different cultural background because of that. The problem is a lot of black homes in America lack stability. They lack guidance. Okay? They lack discipline. Most children are raised today are unruly. Like the T.I. and King situation where the boy put his hand on his own father. Well, I grew up in the country before I moved to Houston. Daddy will lay you the hell out. You put your hand on your dad if you want to, or your mama. You won't be here no more. But that's old school thinking. These kids right now feel they can hit somebody, hit their parents, cuss out their parents, tell them I stand on business, and boy, you a fool. You better be thankful you got your parents. A lot of them black folks run around, white folks run around, Mexican run around. Well, most of that don't know who daddy is, or know who mama is, or dealing with people who have mom and dad who don't want to fool with them. You better be glad you got you a daddy and a mama, boy. You really better be glad that your dad and your mama still breathing. Here it is, you still fighting, you still arguing with him, and your mama and stuff. No one's trying to make peace between each other. You better be glad you got a grandma that's still alive. You better be glad you got a grandfather that's still alive. You better be glad you got people who still kind of care about you halfway. And some of this you won't understand until you get older. But you better be thankful.
Self-sabotage is when you say, I want to start the business, yet you keep going out wasting your money. Self-sabotage is when you say, I want to be happy, I want to be whole, but you committed to dead conversations.
That's deep. You say that you want to be happy, you say you want to be whole, but you commit yourself to dead conversations. Again, wanting something, but then putting forth the efforts to do everything you possibly can to sabotage it, to bring about your own self-destruction.
Okay, so somebody needs to hear this. We will create chaos in situations, relationships, so that we feel comfortable and so that the situation feels familiar. We will go to extremes. Again,
Creating chaos, gentlemen. I want you to really hear this, gentlemen out there. Please, gentlemen, I want you to understand, it wasn't always you. It wasn't your fault a lot of times. Women have a way of conniving, a way of making you think it's always you. It ain't you, man. A lot of time it ain't you. Women would start shit just to be comfortable in shit. You hearing these women saying, I'm giving you receipts, I'm giving you proof of women saying it themselves, that they will start problems in a relationship. They will do things that will break your heart on purpose just to get a reaction out of you that they are comfortable with. Even if that reaction hurts you, they are comfortable with the pain that they are inflicting upon you. This is why you got to know how to choose them. Now, my next video that I'm going to do after this is going to be over a topic that I had with one of my clients that I life coach. And I think it's going to be beneficial to all you men after this video. So stay tuned.
And so that the situation feels familiar. We will go to extremes sometimes just to create the chaos that we're used to. This can look like picking fights, starting arguments, shutting down. This can look like only expressing emotions like anger, frustration, irritability because it's too uncomfortable for you to express or experience other more vulnerable emotions. So the next time you find yourself starting an argument, picking a fight, shut down, ask yourself, am I creating this chaos because I'm used to it?
Now, she's talking about being uncomfortable with other emotions. Those other emotions are being vulnerable. Being able to believe that you actually have a good man. Being able to believe that you actually are in a situation that you deserve, that you're worth it. See, this comes down to insecurities and low self-esteem, man. One more clip and I think we'll be out of here.
Trauma, even when things were going well for me, meaning I had gotten married, I got a good job, I had a car, I had stability in my life. What I found was that during that season of my life, I still would explode any good thing that was happening in my life. If I had a friend, I would find a reason why I couldn't trust that friend. I would find reasons to pick fights with my husband. I would find reasons as to why this job just wasn't good enough for me.
People who sabotage relationships, it goes beyond having an intimate partner. People who sabotage a relationship will always look for the worst in you. That's what you need to hear what she's saying. I always look for reasons on my job why it shouldn't be good for me. I always find reason to pick fight with my husband and my friends. They are people who always seek bad behavior out of you. They are always looking for the worst in you. They will go to the point where they try to bring the worst out of you. If you're a man who doesn't cuss a lot, and you're very mild-mannered, these type of women will continuously push your buttons to try to make you become a man who cuss a lot, who's no longer mild-mannered, to get you all angry and upset, to bring out the worst in you so she can feel comfortable with the worst because she's always had the worst in her life. These women can change your personality if you allow them to. That's why you cannot give your precious masculine energy to these type of women. You have to vet these women properly if you decide to get with them, because a woman can change you. I don't care what nobody say. A woman can change the world. Look what happened with Eve and Adam. The world was paradise, right? But Eve came along and jacked it up for everybody. Okay? That's just one out of many examples. There's examples outside the scriptures that you can think of that brought down men. A woman brought down a man. Women have more power than you want to believe they have. The thing is, you got to have a strong mind when you deal with women. If you don't have a strong mind when you deal with women, a woman will run all over you, man. Let's keep going.
Or why all these things, when the truth was I was self-sabotaging. Underneath all of those things that I tried to make very real, what I realized is that I was so emotionally distraught. I was so traumatized and I was so used to things not working out in my life that I realized that I was causing things to not work out because of that fear of success. When you're used to a certain flow in life, you become accustomed to putting out fires, and putting out fires seem easy because in your subconscious mind, you can say, I knew that wasn't going to work out anyways, right? It wasn't going to work out. So
again, another woman who have told you that they get into relationships already believing that they do not work. This is why women will approach men with their fists up, their shields up, and their walls up, because majority of women, gentlemen, I hate to say it, are not worth your time or effort because they already have no faith in you. They have no faith in the relationship working or lasting. They have no faith in that. They enter into these things already believing that they're not going to work. So what the fuck? Why are y'all even getting in a relationship with men anyway if you do not want to believe that you can be in a relationship? These women are twisted, man. All they do is waste your time, gentlemen. All these women are doing is leaving a trail of broken hearts, a trail of failed marriages, a trail of drained bank accounts, a trail of children from other men. That's all they're doing. Majority of them, not all of them, but the majority of them are so mentally weak, so emotionally broken that they're not good for anyone in relationships.
What happens when we change that thought of nothing's ever going to work out to a thought of hope, of faith, of really recognizing that you deserve the best and you can have the best and good things do last if you work for them?
If you work for them. If you work for them. Before you can work for them, you have to work for self. You have to get your butt in therapy or a psychiatrist. You might be bipolar. You need to do the work on yourself first. Work first. Work first before you begin to try to come in someone's life and mess their lives up. One last clip and this will be it. I forgot I had this one. This is going to be a gentleman who's going to tell you about certain behaviors and sabotaging behaviors. Get it.
Self-sabotaging behaviors that sneak into your relationship. You look for things to be wrong and you're overcritical. You're constantly feeling like you have to do things to prove to yourself, to your partner, that you're good enough. Obsessing over your partner's actions.
And I've heard a woman, I went through this before with a woman who never thought that she was good enough no matter what I did. I'm telling you, I went through this before with some women. No matter what you do with some of these women, you can give them the world, Jack. I'm telling you something. If they are broken inside, there's nothing you can do to fix that, man. She will always, because I was always excelling, because God was blessing me. I'm telling you, you work hard, you get a good work ethic, especially you learn these things in the military, and you just have consistency and patience, things going to work out for you. So every time you get something and you got a woman who cannot keep up with you when it comes to that type of success, if they are already insecure and broken, they will never think that they deserve it. They will never think, they don't feel like they deserve that treatment. It's crazy. No matter how much you say, hey, baby, I love you. Hey, baby, don't worry about it. I got your back. Hey, baby, you are everything to me. I'm talking about gentlemen who are in marriages and relationships, someone who actually tried that, right? You'll see those type of women, they can't accept compliments. They can't accept the assurances that you are giving them. They can't accept the affirmations that you're trying to speak into their spirit because they feel like they ain't shit, no matter what you do. It's sad.
Actions when they're not around. Not believing or accepting compliments from your partner. Pushing your partner away because you don't think you deserve their love. Constantly doubting your partner's love and overthinking everything that you do. The one constant through all of your relationships is you. If you find yourself self-sabotaging your relationship, it's important that you take a step back and gain some insight about why you're self-sabotaging and whether this relationship is the right fit for you.
Exactly. Self-sabotaging relationship. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we see this more often in our neighborhoods than we know. We may not understand what it is, but this is why women are sabotaging relationships with good men. I say a lot of it is come from the background. Everything starts at home. Everything. So if they was cut off, disconnected from the proper way of being raised, it's going to be hell for you. Gentlemen, I'm telling you, it's going to be hell for her too. Yeah, so let me know what you think about this topic in the comments. I'm looking forward to hearing what you ladies and gentlemen may have to say about this. I'm on the fence about making this a particular topic for Sunday's live stream. I think this is a good topic. I got some already lined up, but maybe I should do this one. I don't know. Anyway, let me know what you think about it. I'll talk to you soon now. Y'all be careful out there. You hear?